Very healthy morning, children. Hope all are doing good. Yes? Alright. Today we are going to deal with the last lesson of your last term, that is from your term 3, our rights and duties. As a citizen of India, every citizen, every person in India, they have their own rights and they have their own responsibilities. So what are those rights and what are those responsibilities? That we are going to discuss in this lesson, our rights and duties. Let us start the lesson. Every country has a set of rules according to which the government governs the country. This set of rules is called constitution. So every country in the world has framed few set of rules how to rule the country, how to govern or how to administer the country, or in what way they should rule the country and in what way they should do some good things for the welfare of the people. So they frame few set of rules. These rules are called as the constitution. The Constitution of India is the longest written constitution in the world. So if we compare with the different countries in the world, our constitution, that is Constitution of India, is the long written constitution in the world. It came into effect on 26 January 1950 and India became a republic. So we know we got our republic. When are we going to celebrate the Republic Day celebrations? On January 26. On this day, that is 26 January 1950, our constitution has came into existence. Now who was the main person who framed this constitution, children? Yes, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He was the main person who has framed the long written constitution. Babura Ambedkar. Since then, this day is celebrated as Republic Day. So since on 26 January 1950, our constitution has came into existence mainly because of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. On that day, we are celebrating as a Republic Day. Then, fundamental rights. Our constitution gives every citizen some basic rights. These are called fundamental rights. These rights are for the well-being of the citizens. We can move court to protect these rights if they are denied. There are 6 fundamental rights. Now, what are these fundamental rights? A constitution of India gives few fundamental rights for the citizens. Some basic rights have been allotted to the citizen of the country. Not only India, every country in the world gives few basic rights for their citizens. So these rights are called as the fundamental rights, and these rights are given for their well-being, And suppose if our rights have been denied by any person or any government or any other thing, we can move to the court, we can fight to get our rights back. So we have 6 fundamental rights. What are those 6 fundamental rights, children? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. These are the 6 fundamental rights that are being allotted to every citizen of India from our constitution. Now let us discuss in detail about this 6 fundamental rights. So the first fundamental right is right to equality. The name suggests equality. All people are equal irrespective of their caste, religion, sex, language, whatever is it. The right to equality means all citizens are equal before the law. All citizens, irrespective of their religion, caste, race, sex and place of birth, are treated as equal. So whoever it is it any religion, any person related to any religion, related to any caste, sex, race, creed, language, whatever is it, all the people or all the citizens are equal before the law. That is right to equality. The next, right to freedom. The name suggests freedom. Every citizen has a freedom to speak. Every citizen has a freedom to choose his or own religion. The right to freedom allows all citizens to speak freely, choose any occupation, and reside and travel anywhere within the country. It also provides for free and compulsory education for all children between 6 and 14 years of age. So what do you mean by this right to freedom? As a citizen of a country, everyone has a right to speak very freely. So it doesn't mean like whatever you want you're speaking. Alright, so whatever we speak, it should be a good things, not the bad things. So whatever we speak, it should give good effect on the society or on the people who are surrounded by us. And choose any occupation. We can choose any occupation, any sort of a business, any employment, whatever we want to do, we can do. And reside, wherever we want, we can stay. There is no rule like you have to stay here only, or you are born in Andhra, therefore you have to settle in Andhra only. No, you are born in US, you are supposed to settle in US only. You are not supposed to travel from here to there. Such sort of restrictions are not at all allowed to any citizen of any country. It also provides a free and compulsory education. Education is very important to everybody in the country. So as a citizen of any country, we have right for compulsory education, and this education is must for the children, those who are between 6 and 14 years of age. Nowadays we see child labor existing in the society. Students or the children, they are not going to their schools. Rather, they started working in different companies for their livelihood. Next, right against exploitation. Exploitation means to treat someone unfairly in order to get some benefit. Now what do you mean by exploitation? You are treating some people not in a fair manner so that you are getting some benefit. So that is right to exploitation. The right against exploitation ensures the poor people are not made to work without pay. This right also does not allow children below 14 years of age to be employed. So, manakedo manchi jaragalani, pakka vallaki chedu jaragali anedi kaadu. Okay, right to exploitation ante enti? So, in order to get some benefit to us, we shouldn't hurt others. Like suppose the people who are very poor enough. Nowadays we find many such people, they make the poor people to work and they will not pay in return. That is not a good thing. So here the person is getting benefited. He is not paying anything to the poor people. That is right to exploitation. And we find children, most of the children, instead of going to schools, they are working in different companies, and even on the streets you find beggars. They are taking the role of a beggars, and they are not enjoying their childhood. That is like the people are getting benefited with such people. That shouldn't be done in our country. As a citizen, we are not supposed to encourage the child labor, and we should be behaving in a fairly manner. We shouldn't take it like benefit. We shouldn't think about our benefits only. We should think benefit of the society also. Right to freedom of religion. The right to freedom of religion means that all people are free to follow any religion. As a citizen of a country, we have a right to choose any religion. Like if I am Hindu, I have a right to choose Christianity, or if I am Hindu, I have a right to choose Muslim also. I can convert myself to any other religion. Nobody or no government can say no, you are not supposed to change your religion. So we have that right to choose our own religion. It doesn't mean like again you are behaving in an unfair manner with the other religions. All religions are equal in front of law. Though we are Hindu, though we are Muslims, though we are Christians, we should remember that we are Indians and we should respect all the religions existing in our country. Cultural and educational rights. Groups of people who are less in number are called minorities. Like different religions, different caste people exist in our society or in our country. Right? The people who are, or the caste or the religion, or the bunch of people who are less in number, those are called as the minorities. This right protects the minorities. It allows them to develop and preserve their culture. So these cultural and educational rights are especially to the minority group of people. So these rights are given to the minority people so that they can preserve their culture and they can develop themselves. Then the last one, right to constitutional remedies. The right to constitutional remedies allows every citizen to move court if any of their rights are denied. If any of their rights, like we have different fundamental rights, any of these rights have been denied, we are supposed to go to the court so that we can get back our right. So these are your 6 fundamental rights. So what are those? Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and a right to constitutional remedies. So as a citizen, our constitution have allotted these fundamental rights, so we should be careful enough that we are utilizing these fundamental rights in a fairly manner. Alright, next, the fundamental duties. So not only the rights, as we are enjoying our fundamental rights, at the same time we have some responsibilities or we have some duties that we are supposed to do for our country. What are those? Let us see. The Constitution of India expects the citizens to perform certain duties towards the country. So as a citizen of a country, every citizen, I mean to say, they have been given few duties for the welfare of the country. What are those duties? We must abide by the Constitution. Yes, Constitution is nothing but set of rules framed to govern the country or govern the state. That is a Constitution, right? So as a citizen of our country, we should follow all the rules that are being framed by the Constitution. We must show respect to the national flag and the national anthem. So generally we find, we hoist the national flag on only 2 days, that is Independence Day and the Republic Day, right? So as a citizen of India or as a citizen of any country, we are supposed to respect our national symbols, our national flag, our national anthem. So we find whenever we sing national anthem or whenever we hear our national anthem, we are supposed to stand. It means we are showing or we are giving respect to our national anthem. We must take care of the environment. So the surroundings of ours, we are supposed to put in a hygienic manner. We have to maintain in a cleanly way. Otherwise, different sort of diseases will take place in our society. That is not good. So first, in order to make ourselves healthy, first we should see that our environment is healthy and hygienic. We must take care of public property. What are the public property? Roads, railways, buses, these are the public property. So the government is collecting taxes from the people. With those taxes itself, they are constructing these roads and the railways. So we are supposed to take care of our own property. We must preserve our cultural heritage. So we have different monuments that depicts the history of India. So we are supposed to maintain, we are supposed to preserve our cultural history or the heritage. Parents or guardians must send their children to school. So all the parents or the guardians are supposed to send the children to the school because education is a basic right. Then the directive principles, our constitution lists some guidelines for the government to ensure the welfare of the people. Not only for the people, the constitution has given some duties, but also to the government, the constitution has allotted some guidelines. Those are called as the directive principles. See, the guidelines that have been given to the citizens are the fundamental duties. The guidelines that are allotted to the government are the directive principles. So, as a government, what a government is supposed to give to the people the basic needs: food, shelter, clothing, nowadays health. that people have proper living conditions. All the people are under one shelter or roof. That is the responsibility of the government. Every people or every person in the state should have proper living conditions. Every child goes to school because education is a basic right. Every child in the society is supposed to go to school. Every person gets proper treatment when he or she is sick. So health is the main priority nowadays. So as a government, responsibility is to ensure giving proper treatment for the people who are very sick by constructing proper hospitals. Not only constructing the hospitals, after construction of the hospital is being done, has to take care whether the conditions are existing properly in the hospitals or not, and the hygienic is being maintained properly or not, and also it ensure the vaccinations and medicines should be given to the people in time. Alright, so these are the directive principles or the set of rules that are being given to the government by our constitution. That's it about the lesson, children. Hope you have understood this very small lesson, our duties and rights. With this we have completed our syllabus and also your term. Okay, now start completing the backside lessons and start preparing for your term 3 exams. Till that time, take care. Bye bye.